Boots Ennis last night defeated IBO champion Osima Lima. The reason I didn't make a prediction on this fight because it wasn't even worth prediction. I knew it was going to happen. Easy one for Boots, and he showed it, and he dismantled Lima in the first round. Now, let's hear what Boots has to say, and then I'll respond after that. I don't own the rights to these contents. They're for educational purposes only. Let's listen to Boots Ennis after his destruction of Osima Lima.
Against Vergil Ortiz, we didn't see that fight happen at 147 pounds. Does it need to happen next?
It's going to happen next. I know he got his fight coming up. He focused on his fight, and if you don't win, I'll fight Luma. I'll fight the winner of that. But I want Vergil Ortiz next. And if we can't get Vergil Ortiz next, I heard that Baby Cub was calling me out too. Charlo, he can get it next. Fundora, what's his name? Baccarat, Bartram. The IBF champ, he can get it. Everybody 154 can get it. I'm missing somebody.
De La Hoya posted on a story and said, "Bring on Boots." Do you have a message for Oscar De La Hoya?
Yeah, I'm coming. Tell him to sign a contract.
For Vergil Ortiz, he hasn't signed yet. What do you make of him not signing yet?
I don't make nothing. He has an important fight coming up. He's fighting Lubin. That's not a guy you can sleep on. So I understand why. So let him handle his business. And I'll fight the winner. And that fight came on like 1 in the morning. People would probably be thinking I'm like on some hate and stuff, but I'm not. I just didn't watch it. I had 2 workouts that night, and I just didn't get to watch it. But Crawford's a great fighter. He a legend. He a future Hall of Famer. We 3 times undisputed. So yeah, he did a great thing for his team and his family. I'm not knocking him. He did.
Now, Boots Ennis did what he was supposed to do against the Lima. It was a tune-up fight. He didn't really get much work at 154, but he destroyed Lima like he was supposed to. Now, that fight is out the way. Now we got to see if Vergil Ortiz can beat Lubin. Lubin is a much tougher fight than Lima is. And even though most boxing fans are favoring Ortiz to win a fight, Lubin has a better opportunity to win that fight than Lima did. But we heard it out of the horse's mouth, right? Boots Ennis and Eddie Hearn said the next fight will be a big one. Rather it's Bakram, Fundora, Zayas, or Vergil Ortiz if he gets past Erickson Lubin. No more tune-ups. So the next fight, possibly, we could see Boots Ennis finally making his debut in Riyadh season. In his words, the 154-pound division is mine. Now it's time to stop talking and prove it. We have one more obstacle to get past before we get the Vergil Ortiz and Jaron Boots Ennis fight, according to Eddie Hearn and Boots Ennis and De La Hoya. As you know, as boxing fans, we were promised a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go through the list of fights that did not happen that were supposed to happen. I also noticed that Boots Ennis handed Terence Crawford some more flowers. But we'll see what happens after the Vergil fight. Like I said, talk is cheap. And then there's Angel Garcia. Angel Garcia is the father and trainer of Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia's next fight is supposed to be his last fight. But what I'm hearing, it might be another fight after that. Who knows? Maybe he did that just to sell tickets, but the tickets ain't doing well. So maybe he'll have another last fight. But anyway, Angel Garcia gave his thoughts about the Terence Crawford win over Canelo. Throughout history of these Angel Garcia and Terence Crawford, Angel Garcia doesn't really care for Crawford. So let's hear what he has to say.
I'm not taking none from Crawford. I'm taking on. He did his thing. He won. He's 3-time unified champion, 68, 47, and 40. So I'm not taking none from that. But Canelo looked like he's burnt out. Canelo had 3 fights, bro. He had the Euro in Saudi Arabia with that southpaw. Then he had Malanga, and then he had Terence Crawford. 3 fights in a year. That's a lot for his record.
Yeah.
And the time he's been. So he's been in this perfect predicament. Since he was an amateur, he was like that. Since the amateur, he would be in the right predicament at the right time.
There's no love lost between Angel Garcia and Terence Crawford. Angel Garcia has said things about Crawford. Terence Crawford has said things about Angel Garcia. And they go way back since Terrence Crawford's childhood, the amateurs. Him and Danny Garcia has had great battles in the amateurs, but Danny Garcia did not want that smoke at the professional level. He had plenty of opportunities to fight Terrence Crawford, and he did not want to take those opportunities. Now, when he says Crawford has been lucky, has been in the right situation in the big fights, I think that's hypocritical when people say that, because Danny Garcia has first dibs at Errol Spence after Errol Spence was recovered from the accident, and Danny Garcia got whooped. And Danny Garcia has been nothing at 147, but a hype job at 147, right? But Danny Garcia wasn't even competitive in the Errol Spence fight. And let me remind you, this is an Errol Spence just coming off that car accident. His first fight back was against Danny Garcia, and Errol Spence said, I could beat Danny Garcia at 60 or 70%. And he proved it. Talking about being in the right situation, the perfect opportunity, Danny Swift was in the perfect situation to pull an upset over Errol Spence. But he could not do it because flat out, Errol Spence know it and we know it. Danny Garcia is not that good at 147, or he wasn't that good at 147, and his father could not handle that. Mind you, this is an Errol Spence just recovering from an accident. So in my opinion, Terrence Crawford fought a better version of Errol Spence than Danny Garcia did. And not only that, this is the same Angel Garcia that Canelo that destroyed Terrence Crawford. It did not happen, so now he's coming with all these excuses that Canelo Alvarez was burnt out from the prior fights he had. You can't make this up. And before they say things like this, they always say this before they say things like this. Like, I'm not going to discredit Crawford. That was a great win, but Canelo was burnt out. So you're still taking credit from Terrence Crawford, but you're doing it in a different way. Angel Garcia is a part of a long list of sneak haters out there. And why is he hating on Crawford? Well, one of the reasons is he was wishing his son was as good as Crawford. His son was a decent fighter, but he wasn't a great fighter. But anyway, leave your thoughts and comments below. Let me know what you think about Angel Garcia's comments. Also, do you think Vergil Ennis will take the next step at 154 and fight Vergil Ortiz or other top-notch 154-pounders out there? BZ, I'm gone.